Being irresistible definition for this week is inspiring him. Whole point is that you can't change a man and you can't make him change, but you can inspire him to change. The whole point in inspiring a man to change is to allow him to experience your genuine feminine energy rather than your masculine energy. So, when you want to inspire a man to change, your goal is not to get him to change. Your goal is to inspire him. What he does with that depends on the man and it depends on the situation. But they say when you want a situation to change, you must change first. And so the whole point of attempting to inspire him to change is to work on your femininity, change your feminine input that you have in your interactions with him. So does that make sense? I want to inspire him to change, but I'm not trying to change him and I'm not really trying to inspire him. I'm really just changing myself. Yes, that's it. In a nutshell. Remember, you can't control another person. The only thing you can do is show him a different side to you and a more improved and feminine side to you. So that's our definition for this week. But I received an emergency request from a client of the Feminine Energy Program, and I'm going to dedicate the rest of this video to her. Um, it starts from last week's blog post on my website. And if you saw it, it had a clip from Flashdance. And it's the clip where she asks if she can start again. And the client wants to fix her marriage. They are going on a family trip for Valentine's Day or the Valentine's week. It's a family trip, I think to Disney or somewhere. And she wants their relationship to be better by then. And she acknowledges that part of it is on her. So when I mentioned earlier about being more feminine or letting him experience more of your genuine feminine energy, remember, feminine energy involves feeling, being, receiving, creativity, and expressing yourself. If you're feeling disconnected from your feminine energy, then that's when you want to spend time enhancing it, reconnecting to it. So last week's blog really inspired her. And the problem is she's in school and she has a toddler and she paid for the feminine energy program. It was only $20. She took that, but she doesn't have the time or the finances, which I totally understand, to to save up for a coaching session with me. So she asked me for a freebie, and I figured I would tuck it in at the end of this video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to coach you. This is a mini coaching video using the dating guide, but I'm going to adjust it for a married woman. And you're also going to use the Feminine Energy Program Level 2, which you already have. So this should work. Okay. So if everyone else can still follow along, if you're not married, then the dating guide is right up your alley it will still work for you. If you don't have the feminine energy program, there's a free sample. I'll put the link down below. If you have the feminine energy program, then follow along, and the dating guide is free. So, the most important thing that I got from your voice message was that you were inspired by last week's blog because of the dancing, and you felt like you haven't danced in years. And that was one of the things that really connected you to your husband when you and he first met, was your dancing. And you feel that your femininity got lost when you hung up your ballerina slippers. Okay, so let's think about this. What do you want to happen? Now, you said that you completed the feminine energy program, and that's how you got into school, so you know how it works. So I don't want you to feel like I'm taking you through a remedial coaching session. I'm not. I'm going somewhere totally different with this. The week one material for this first week, and we're talking about now, today, as you're listening to this video, I want you to go through um, week one of the program and week two of the program together. So that means that you're answering the question, what do you want to happen? You need to get clear about what you want, and you need to be honest about why this result is a must happen for you. I mean, really spell this out. So that's, what do you want, and why do you want this, and why is it a must happen for you? Okay. And then for the second week, I want you to work on it. You're putting all this in your journal. I want you to work on, what's your big picture plan. How are you going to make this happen? So what you're doing is you can draw a road map in your journal. Point A is where you are now, and then all the way across the page. And if you could do it across two pages, that would be best. So at the other end is point B, which is where you want to be ultimately. In between point A and point B is where you're going to list steps that are necessary for you to get from point A to point B. And then once you have these steps listed out, you're going to divide them into smaller, easier baby steps. Okay, sound familiar? How how will it feel to reach point B? How will reaching point B improve your life? And how will reaching point B make you happy? Okay. So, and actually, I'm going to give you, you can do this for week two and week three, because the breaking down the steps is going to take you a little bit of time, um, as you're looking at the dating guide alongside of it. All right. So, week four will be your action week. Okay. So, technically, yeah. So you'll do that for 2 weeks. That's week 2 and week 3, and then week 4 will be your action week. And what you're going to do is you're gonna go into the dating guide, and you're gonna practice rule 1 through rule 4. All right? Rule 1 is adjusting your approach, and you're working on that. That's your feminine energy. Rule 2 is interacting with men from your feminine energy instead of your masculine energy. And what's going to happen is you're going to practice how you personally adjust your approach to love and relationships. And when you look at the circle of interaction, you're interacting with men out in the world. Um, I think in your situation, you could notice men, but you really don't want to focus on that too much. You really, because you're busy enough as it is, you really want to focus on your feminine. How do you interact? Um, when you're speaking to people, just in general, out in the world, at school, at work, at church, how are you speaking to people? When is your masculine popping up? So when you're looking at the interactions, you're looking at all people, not just men. You want to put more feminine instead of masculine. But when it comes down to your husband, you are looking at when is he noticing you? When does he want to communicate with you? When does he want to spend time with you? And when and how intimacy, whether it's holding hands, kissing, hugging, or whatever, how does that occur? And more importantly, are you being feminine? Are you feeling feminine? Or to the contrary, do you feel any masculinity oozing out of you during these interactions with him? Okay. Rule two is about developing your feminine vocabulary. And that means what words feel good to you, what words express your feelings. Take these words and add them to your vocabulary. Speak these words, write these words. And this is not a short term thing. So you want to make sure that they feel right. And sometimes it's easier if you say them in the mirror first to get yourself used to them, but add these words to your vocabulary, your everyday vocabulary, and your vocabulary with your husband. But you want it to be genuine. That's why you're making it a total life vocabulary change. And rule number four, only do what feels comfortable to you. Take your time and adjust to this process and to this practice. Feel your way through the interactions with him and the vocabulary. Don't rush this. Okay. So, week five, you're going to focus on rule number five, and that's rule number five in the dating guide. So, feminine is felt by others. So start within, gauging where you are on the scale of how feminine you want to be in your daily life. And be honest with yourself about this. Some women don't want to be feminine. They're like, hey, I just want to turn it on and turn it off. If that's you, this may not work for you. If you're really genuinely understanding the difference between how your masculine energy impacts a man when you're interacting with him compared to how your feminine energy impacts a man when you're interacting with him, then you're in the right place. And so, step one, and we're under rule five of the dating guide. Step one for you, because you're married, will be a date night in or out of the house. It's basically just time together. It can be short or it can be all evening. It could get creative with this. It could be a special dinner that you're making him, or special lunch that you're making, or it could be popcorn while you watch the news or a movie or whatever, or anything. Another one could be when you put the baby to bed, those, and you know that she's asleep. Those first few minutes, I don't know, maybe make your favorite beverage, whether it's a cup of tea or a glass of wine or whatever, and you guys just sit down and woosah for a minute, like she's finally asleep. Oh my goodness. And let that be a small date night. And what makes it a date night is that you do it at least, I would say monthly, but here you're on a short time period. Valentine's Day is coming sooner than you think. do it weekly. And I would try to do it like, I don't know, Saturday night or Monday night or whatever whatever your schedule and his schedule, whenever they jive and you have at least 15, 20 minutes, half an hour together, make that time special. Make it just between you and him and practice your vocabulary. If this makes you feel nervous, then scream something or listen to some music or something to help you calm down a little bit and don't feel so much on the spot. Okay, step two is change something about about your appearance each week. Wear something different, like a different outfit. You don't have to go shopping for this. You could just put your clothes together differently. Create a new outfit out of what you have. Wear different jewelry. We all have jewelry that's just sitting around. Start experimenting with different jewelry. Change your nail color. Change your hairstyle or your hair color. Um, Change your undies, get some lingerie, one little piece somewhere, or dig a piece of lingerie out that you haven't been wearing lately and start wearing that. This is more for you than it is for him. He can be an observer, but this is for you. This is for you to start signifying the change that you're going through. Okay. Step three is take care of yourself, body, mind, and soul. Give attention to the other areas in your life. Remember the feminine energy program? That's how you got here in the first place. Pay attention to what it is that you need to feel balanced in life. So there's more to life. Of course, your marriage is, I mean, you're committed here. This is, you're not just going to walk away. So that's there. But what about the rest of your life? Okay. Step four, reestablish or re-engage your schedule. That means your friends, your families, your hobbies, your interests, volunteering, other classes. I know you're already in school, exercise, and me time. You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like you should start dancing again. Even if you're dancing in the kitchen, in the yard, in the basement, a small space, hey, that'll test your skills. Dance while you clean the house. Re-engage, reestablish that. Put it on your schedule. Make it a part of your life again because I heard joy in your voice when you spoke of that. Step five, don't rush this. If later on you can make the date night monthly, right now you kind of want to do it weekly because we have something in mind, but spend time getting to know him as the person he is now without judging him or wishing he would change. When you're spending time with him, accept him for who he is, how he is, and listen to him. He's telling you his truth, even if it hurts. Accept his truth and push any anticipation or expectations that you have to the side. This is a hard thing, but I didn't want to include this when I first spoke of date night. I wanted to add this in later on because it's like second level listening. You're really taking him in, but you can't be your usual, I've been married to him for blank years and I hate when he snores or he does that. Nope, none of that. Clean slate. Accept him for who and how he is and really pay attention to him, but in a positive way. You're giving him positive energy during these date nights. Okay. So, week five are steps 1 through 5 that I just gave you. Okay. Week 6, you're going to celebrate. Yes, we're sticking to the feminine energy program. Week 6, you're going to celebrate your new feminine reconnection. And whatever that means, if it means taking a nice leisurely coffee break between classes, if it means soaking in the tub once your daughter's asleep, if it means getting your mom to watch the baby so you can sleep late on Sunday, or take a movie in with friends or something. Celebrate. It doesn't mean you have to celebrate for the whole week. You could plan one special thing, but find me time each day, even if it's just for 15 minutes during week 6. Week 7 is reflection. Oh, yes, the entire week. You're going to spend the whole week reviewing your journey from the first week, just going over everything. What did you do? How did it feel? And this reflection is a writing reflection. You're not just reading. So you're making more journal entries like, okay, I did this, that felt this way. I did this, that was weird. I started dancing, that felt beautiful. I put my daughter to bed, she got up again. Whatever it is, journal your experience. Okay, week 8, you're going to go back over your week 1, week 2, and week 3 journal notes and update or adjust what you want or what your big plans or baby steps are. Remember what's between point A and point B? I would take another page and put a new point A, and on the other side, put point B, and then put down the new baby steps that you need to take or your new plan. And this plan is more about you than it is about him. Because remember, you're changing you. You're reconnecting to your feminine, and he's getting to experience this genuine feminine on a regular basis. You can't control him, you can only control yourself. Let your actions inspire him, let him notice your changes and see what happens. So the material, your baby steps, your plan to get from point A to point B are things about you. And it is still following the dating guide with the adjustments that I've given you verbally on this coaching video. Okay. So you're going to do all of that on week 8. Week 9, you're going to go back and practice rules 1 through 5. Remember that? You're going to go back through rules 1 through 5, and you're going to do that for the entire week. You can rewind, listen to this again, so you can get what all of the 5 rules were. Okay, week 10, you're going to practice step 1 through 7. Now remember, before we only did steps 1 through 5. Step 6 is to review the man guide, and step 7 is to review the don't do list. And the reason you're reviewing the man guide is to get a better understanding of the dynamics of your relationship and what you want. It's not so much to judge him or characterize him or bottle him up into some particular type of guy. It's more to understand, okay, this is happening in my relationship. Maybe when I say this or do that, it's being misinterpreted. Or maybe I need to slow down and listen to him again. Or he's just unbearable. He's just, you know, um, how is this impacting the relationship? And is this truly what it is? And what do I want? Does this change what I want? Okay, that's why you're going through the man guide. The reason you're going through the don't do list is to adjust your feminine energy versus your masculine energy. You know, that balance whenever you're interacting with him, because when the whole point of this is to be more feminine, but you want it to be genuine. You don't want to just be feminine when you think you want to be nice, and then when you get mad at him, you go back to being masculine and let him have it. You want to change your feminine balance in life in general, but more importantly, in your relationship. You want to feel this change. You want to feel the feminine response. You want to feel the feelings instead of the thoughts pouring out your mouth. You want to feel the feelings going through your body and let that guide your words and your actions. And there is masculine energy. I'm not saying that there is no masculine energy. You know that. You took the first part of the feminine energy program, level 1, which is positive masculine energy. So you know what I'm talking about. Your masculine energy is guided by your feminine energy, but we're talking about enhancing your feminine energy in your relationship. So that means that if you need to have a masculine moment, it's not directed at him. Isn't that the point? It's not directed at him. He can see that and be like, "Yeah, she's running this household very well. Okay, I see what she's doing." But when she's interacting with me, I get the soft stuff. I get the good stuff. Okay? So that's what you're going to do with week 9. So week, excuse me, that was week 10. So for week 11, guess what? Week 11 is when you're traveling and you're going to celebrate. You're going to enjoy your trip. And in celebrating, you're going to enjoy your feminine moments. You're going to make memories. You're going to enjoy yourself. And when you get back, start all over again. Okay. I hope this helped. I know I was jumping all over the place, but I wanted to make sure you had it all now instead of having to wait or to get it by email. I do want to point out, let's go back to the dating guide. When you get to step 8, that's the love book, check your email. That's my present to you. I'm giving you the love book so that step 8 is taken care of for you. For step 9 and step 10, instead of signing up for the Feminine Woman Dating Guide series, I want you to sign up for the free Irresistible program. And at the end of that program, if you still feel the need for a coaching session, contact me. But finish the program and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay? So, hope that helps. Please email me and let me know if you have any questions as you're going through this. I want to thank all my other subscribers and listeners for being patient with me, but this was an important thing, and we had just enough time to set her up. It was a free coaching session, but I'm sharing it with everyone. Whether if you're married, you can follow the format I did verbally. If you're not married, you can just follow the dating guide. And if you want to get the Feminine Energy program, I'll put the link down below the video. There's also the free level 1 of the program. So if you don't have the $20, you can still participate. Okay, until next week's definition. Ciao.